All right, so let us get started. Very good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining the new link I was mentioning. Initially, my team planned for 4 days, and I also thought 4 days would be good enough. But I had a hunch that it might pull to fifth day. But typically, even if it pulls to the fifth day, I thought it will be for an hour's time. But thanks to you people, the kind of questions that you asked yesterday, as I said, after the resume preparation was over, I could have started the interview preparation, but there are so many questions, right? You yourself saw, like getting bombarded, but still I think 1 or 2 or 3 of them could not answer because of the shortage of time. So I think this batch has been very, very vibrant, right? So thank you very much for asking all the questions. So that's why we need to come up with a new link today, and then do only the interview facing today, right? So we are today going to talk about how to face interviews. So as always, keep it interactive, keep it with use cases, examples, so then you'll be able to relate. Okay. So let me, put it in the slide mode now. So before we face the interviews, right? If you look at the interview facing workshop, right, there'll be typically 2 type of interviews you'll be facing whenever you go, right? Once you basically send the resume, there'll be written test which will be called for in most of the cases, or sometimes companies will go for direct interview. So at a high level, interviews can be categorized in 2 buckets. One is a technical interview, or HR interview, or sometimes you can call it as a management round interview, where there'll be certain set of technical question or some certain type of HR question. Or sometimes when students come and tell me saying that, sir, I attended technical HR interview. So what, right? So basically, if you're meeting a manager before you're getting into the HR, right? So it could be a combination of both. There'll be some element of technical, some element of personal also. So what I'm going to talk about is only talk about the 2 things, only technical and the HR. But depending on if there is a management round interview happens in between, right, you can just take some of the guidance that I'm going to share in the both the thing, and then manage it accordingly, right? But before we get into this interview facing part, right, I wanted to spend few minutes in understanding ourselves. It's very important because before we go and attend the interviews, right, if you look at a high level, the human brain, and people who studied biology, right, the human brain has got multiple components associated with it. But at a larger extent, you can divide it into the left brain or right brain, right? The left hemisphere, right hemisphere, whatever it is, right? So you can divide it into 2. You can see in the picture, right? So if you look at the left-hand side of the brain, right? Left-hand side of the brain is mainly responsible for all the analytical activities. When you say analytical activities, anything related to mathematics, anything related to programming, coding, science, formulas, symbols mainly, right? So and then logic, right? So those are all related to the left brain. So the left brain is more of an analytical brain, you can say, in a very simple words, right? So that is the responsibility of the left brain. So if you see here, this is what you can see, right? It's left. On the other hand, there is also right brain. So right brain is supposed to be more creative. So when you say creative, things like, for example, intuition, innovation, colors, emotions, feelings, etc., etc., right? So that is what is the responsibility of the right brain. So we as human beings, right, our make, right, is a combination of left and right brain, right? For example, suppose you are doing this particular webinar, right? You are more on the left side because you are very much listening, right? You are just taking notes, analyzing what I'm telling, right? You are activating more of your left brain, right? But if you ask me, I'm on the other side, right? Where I'm putting things across, I'm like, even though I'm having the content, right, I'm seeing how creatively I can put it across, what examples I can make it, right, or what kind of jokes I can crack in between, or what kind of a little bit of here and there topic that I can bring in, so to make the session interesting, right? We are talking about cricket, we talk about some movies, etc., etc., right? So that's more of a creativity. So any time if you see, when we live our lives, right, we live our life, as a combination of both the left brain and the right brain, and it has got its own advantage, right? Having said that, the way how the human brains are created, where one part of the brain will be dominant than the others. Okay, let me repeat. By design, one part of the brain, either left or right, will be dominant than the others. For example, somebody may be a right brain dominated person, but the left brain will be a little submissive, and vice versa. Or some of them will be kind of balanced, right? You cannot say 50-50, maybe we can say 49-58, right? Sorry, 58-42, right? Or 45-55, like that, right? but that's the kind of a situation that you come across, right? So why I'm talking about all of a sudden, right, sir, we're talking about resume, skill building, we talked about, talked about the interview, talked about the technical aspect of it. Suddenly, why are you talking about the biology? Right? So there are two things here. One is, as individuals, right, often we are so busy in understanding many things outside us, right? We want to understand the other person, right? Your friends, family, other things, why such things are happening. Like, for example, if it's a light, why the light is coming up, right? Or the fan, if the why the fan is making noise, right? So we spend a lot of time in outside of the things. We never bother to understand who we are, what are my strengths are, and what are my dominant part of the brain are, right? So let me give an example, right? As we are going through the Emertxe course, I want some honest answers from all of you, right? When you're going through the Emertxe course, right, whether you're an online student or offline student, right, if you see our Emertxe course is a very intense course, okay, very much programming oriented, coding oriented, a lot of every day you come to the class, the mentors will present a lot of content in terms of, mathematics, analytical programming, coding, etc., right? When you suppose, let us say, for example, all of you sitting in a C programming class, I assume, right, all of you done a C programming module, right? Suppose the mentor is teaching some C coding, okay? Some of you will be finding the programming or coding very easy. Whenever they say, oh, it comes to so what, they type, right? They'll be able to understand the particular programming very easily, and they even type it very easily, and they also get a output also very quickly, right? It may be happening to you, right? On the other hand, you see some of some of you in the class today, right, in the webinar today, might find programming very difficult. You say this Daridram programming doesn't come to me at all. Okay, I am typing anything that I type, it seems to be giving difficulty, right? I don't get the logic how to basically do this type of a thing. I'm writing, let us say, linked list. I'm writing a pointer program. I really don't know how to write, right? People struggle with coding a program, right? So now I want to do, so far I assume that all of you done C programming module, right? Based on your C programming, can you tell yourself, right, sir, I'm comfortable with programming? Yeah, of course you can put more efforts, that's a different story. Okay, when you sit in the class, when you learn programming, right, I want answers from you. Sir, I'm comfortable with programming. Or some of you may say, right, I'm finding very difficult with programming. Can I get some answers? When you sit through your programming class, how do you find? Are you finding it easy? Are you finding it hard? I just switch on the here. Okay. I am in the middle. Okay, somebody will be in the middle. That's fine. Okay, what is your feeling? Middle in the sense like intermediate. Okay, not too easy, not so hard. Finding it interesting, difficult. For example, Rajkumar, it is little tough for me. Okay. Comfortable but lean a lot, moderate, difficult, right? Comfortable, not easy, not so hard, comfortable, right? I enjoy most of the times, but unless Mr. Pointer shows up, easy, right? So if you look at, right, you are like kind of in a spectrum, right? Okay, in a spectrum, somebody find it very hard, somebody find it very easy. Let us take extreme cases, right? If a person is having a strong left brain, right? When I say not only programming, for example, when I say puzzles, right? Logic, algorithm, right? Understanding the numbers, right? Understanding, for example, if you are you a person, let us say, do you remember phone numbers easily? Suppose, suppose somebody comes among you, right? Some friends are there, right? Do you remember the phone numbers easily of your friends, family? Can I ask another question? Or you find it hard to remember numbers? Okay, Saurabh, Banu are telling yes. Sometimes no, you don't even remember your parents' number. Somebody will be there. Which category are you? Are you a person who remember the phone number easily or hard to remember phone numbers? Yes, you are telling, right? अरे केतन मेहनत करे सब आ जाएगा तुम simple जवाब दो यार. He's telling everything middle. Okay, you are this other middle sir, right? Okay, I'm asking you, is it hard to remember numbers or it is easy to remember numbers? Give me one answer. Depends, depending on mobile numbers. Tell me one answer, guys. Do you remember mobile numbers of your friends? Up to 10 contacts. Some of you are telling hard, some of you are telling easy. Okay, it's a mixture. A lot of people are responding, right? So why it is like that? This is one case, right? Another extreme case that you think, right? Somebody will remember the face of the person and name of the person very easily. But if you find it difficult to remember the number, it is highly likely that you remember the face of the person and the name of the person very easily. Do you agree with me? Hey, that guy, even if you met that person only once, right? Hey, that guy, in that meeting I went there, you came, no, you are his second cousin. I think you also told me that you are studying some. So in our day-to-day this thing, right, guys, for remembering the names, colors, or even if somebody will be telling, right, that day, 5 years back when we came here, I was wearing a red color T-shirt. Somebody will even remember, did we come here or not, right? You see this, it often happens to us, right? It just gives an indication about which side of your brain is strong. Okay. And if you're a person who can remember colors, relationships, people, faces easily, your right brain is more stronger. I'm not telling you left brain is weak, right? I'm telling you left brain plus right brain is equal to 100 score, right? So if it is left is 60, the right will be 40, whatever it is. That's a little bit dominant, right? And the more dominant you become, the more dominant. For example, somebody is very strong left brain guy. Okay, let us say there are some tests. Are there? I've given a link here. Actually, I asked the test to take yesterday and report the scores here, but unfortunately today, we could not do that. Probably I'll share the link. You can take the test offline and then check your scores, right? Which brain is stronger, either left or right or right, left brain or left brain, right? Left brain or right brain, right? So what happens is, like, if your left brain is very strong, you'll be able to numbers, programming, coding, formulae. You'll be very come naturally easy to. You don't put effort. See, mehnat karne se you can get better at anything. I'm not telling you to become the best, but as I said, if you put effort, right? But what is your first feeling given a choice, right? Given a choice, do you remember a person's name and face, or do you remember the person's phone number? Which comes easy to you? Which comes naturally to you, right? That's what our left brain is, right brain is on, right? So typically what they say is, if you are analytically strong, right? Okay, they say using activity by right hand improve the ability of the right brain. Correct, because we are wired crisscross. If you remember, right? If you studied biology anytime, in a frog's brain or human brain, etc., right? So your left side of the brain connects basically control the right side of the body. The right side of the brain can basically control the left side of the body. Okay. That is how they call crisscross model. If you remember, if you study biology, right? I remember studying frogs biology long time back. Used to even study about the anatomy, brain of the frog and other things, right? In your 12th class, we studied biology, if you remember, right? That's how it is. So, and also if you see, right, guys, typically, I don't know whether you come across people, if you see guys who are writing with left hand, when they eat with left hand, naturally, it's not that, they will be relatively creative people. Have you seen either you or among your friends, among your, family members, brother, sister, cousin, have you come across? Yes, no? Okay. Yeah, it pretty much, because why? Left means what? Right brain is controlling the left side, right? Typically lefties, you see, right? Lefties will be more creative guys. Why? That's what naturally comes to them. Okay. Even you will be thinking, very complex cutting this thing, and even writing also. Naturally they'll write. Okay. So this is how we are wired. So the point I'm trying to drive here is that ideally, right? If your left brain is a stronger brain, then you are typically an engineering material or a technical material. Okay, guys who have the stronger left brain, because what happens even when you study engineering also, if you're the time and again, I'm not going to talk about programming, you studied so many subjects, digital signal processing, electrical machinery, digital electronics, analog electronics, so many formulas, so many derivations, right? Somebody will love it. You see, the formula means masti, but somebody will find formula is very, very difficult. Probably they'll score well in economics, they'll score well in English, they'll score, theory portion they will, they'll be able to score well, right? So that's what we mean by left or right brain. Okay. Now, what happens in general is that if you choose a profession which naturally suits your strength, you will naturally do well. For example, if your left brain is stronger, if your left brain is 60 and your right brain is 40, if you become an engineer, naturally you will do well, because that comes naturally. Okay. But if your right brain is strong, if let us say you take this test and then if your right brain score is 70 and your left brain score is 30, right, you will find your technical job very hard. Even if you're finding hard, right, as time progresses, you will find it very hard. So you may want to change your role and get into different roles and things, right? Guys, this I'm telling for reference, that's for a discussion sake, right? Now, when you take this test, right, the link that we given, it will give you a left brain and right brain score, right? So now, assuming that some of you are getting more right brain score, right, than left brain score, right? Don't think that don't go and tell your father and mother that, that in Disha workshop, sir came, Jaikma sir came, he told me test, my right brain is more stronger than my left brain, so I should not have done engineering, right? You pushed me to engineering. Now I don't want to do embedded systems course. I want to become a painter, or I want to become a musician, right? Don't go and tell them at this juncture, right? They'll come and they'll chase me and beat me, right? Who is this guy? I made my son or daughter engineer and send them to you for people for doing the embedded systems course, right? Now he or she is coming and telling like that, right? So that is what we mean by that. Okay, don't do that now, but you can try that. But this is the important point is you need to know what comes naturally to you. For me, if you ask me, right, personally, I'm kind of a balanced person. Okay, both left and right? Mine, but still my right is still more than the left. For example, mine would be, if I'm not wrong, like I come in like something like 52, 48, like 52 or 54 in my right side, and 42, whatever, 46 in the 44 in the left brain, right? That's why if you see my way of my way of classes or my way of presentation, right? You see, right? I bring a lot of storytelling, right? But at the same time, I put across the content, serious content, right? It's not like only I tell stories, right? I bring a very serious content. If you look back, right, from day one, right? Today is the 5th day, from monthly meeting, graphs, everything. If you see, right, I've been putting across very serious information to you people. But when I put across, right, I put a lot of storytelling and then I tell across, right? Why? Because my right brain is little more stronger than my left. I'm talking about my personal analysis, right? At the same time, when you see in Emertxe mentor somebody, when you sit in a class of a mentor, right? Some mentors will be there, will come, open the particular slide or particular class, right? They'll only talk about the technical, no storytelling, nothing, right? Technical, this works, and you ask them any question, they go detail, right? Okay, why? Because they're more inclined towards the left brain inclined people, right? Do you agree with me, guys? Whatever I'm telling, do you connect what I'm saying? I'm just telling my own example and what the mentors example in Emertxe. When you see, right, when you sit in some mentors class, right, okay, you will find little sometimes little hard. They don't even tell anything. They will not say. But if you see, when I start the class, right, cricket ki ball bachan ho jati hai, right? We talk little bit of cricket, little bit of Deepavali, right? Why storytelling? Right? Now, also, if you ask me the entire way, that's my natural way also, but that's what comes to me naturally also. From day 1 to day 5, you agree with me that my way of putting the content to you people is via storytelling. Do you agree with me? We read so many stories I told, examples, stories, analogies, right? And that's why you guys also will be, in a way, if you ask me, right, that's what makes this workshop little interesting, because it's like maja aa raha. Sanjeet, so the kahani, imagine I tell very serious, guys, what, today we are going to talk about technical interface. It will be boring, right? So it makes even the topic also like that, right? I'm not telling, because if we make this like a left braining, right, you'll find it boring. Okay, and another way of telling the stories is that you will not forget things, right? Maybe if I tell in a very two dot manner, you may remember, you may forget. But when I tell the story will remember, will be registered much more, easy. For example, when I say, what is a resume? Okay. What is a resume, guys? When you ask me first day before we started the workshop, right? People tell it is a topic to represent this thing. It is mainly to talk about the skills. It is talking about. Now, if you ask me, define resume. What is define? How do you define a resume? Right? So I see so many answers are coming. Right? Skills plus quality is a resume. Right? Why? I told the story and then sold it to you guys. Right? Nicely. So it will be remembering. Sir, bole wo skill plus quality is a resume. Right? So that's what I mean by what comes naturally to you. What comes basically what you need to put your efforts on. Okay, now why I'm talking there, two things. One is basically all of you, this link is there, probably I'll this deck I'll share it with you guys. It takes another minute or so to take a test. It'll tell you which brain is more stronger than you, right? If you're a 70-30, and sometimes what happened earlier when you used to work with very closely with students, right? There will be people who have a very strong right brain, maybe 70-75 they score in right brain, their left brain score will be 25, right? They will, I've seen some student, right, they will come in morning 9 o'clock. Those days very small, and we used to keep the entire center open for throughout the day, right? During the Jaima days and all, entire day they'll sit and practice the lab, right? 2 hours classes will be there, but entire day they will sit and practice for labs, right? So I have seen many students who are right brain intelligent students, right? Throughout the day they will work, but they will still find it very hard to basically crack their programming. Okay, and they go try, they will never clear the written test itself. So when you take the such test, right, it will give them a 70, 75, 25, right? So then many cases I personally recommended them, saying that, hey, if you are doing that, you may not be cut out to be an engineer, right? You just did engineering, right? I'm pretty sure many of you will be still worried, right, saying that why I did engineering, or I would even put it in another way. India has become a country where first we become engineers, then think what to do in a career, right? That's why I see engineers becoming YouTubers, Instagram influencers, right? They go and become marketers, salespeople, right? They go and become graphic designers, etc., etc., right? So that's mainly because your strength is not matching with the, you are more right brain inclined guy, whereas you are doing a subject which is called engineering, which is more required for a left brain people. Okay. And by the way, I also even guided some other student, right? There are many students who will continuously fail in our exams. Okay. Continuously they try. In fact, I remember a couple of them, they even taken the C programming module twice. Still they could not score. Why? Further the symbols, star, plus, looks very difficult. They can't, get into that. And the more program size grows, 300 lines, 400 lines, right? They find it very difficult to grasp, right? But on the other hand, if you make them give a presentation, go and talk to your friends, right? It comes natural to them, giving a presentation and networking with people, right? Generally, left brain guys are little lonely guys. They don't mix much people because they're like, apni dunya mein rehte, thoda science formula, apni dunya. But if you see right brain guy, you go there to a marriage hall, within half an hour, you make everybody friends in the entire marriage hall, right? Or in the entire friend circle, in an unknown friend circle, right? Why? Because he's more creative guys. I think we come across many people. You can refer to yourself when you tell all this example, and also when you look around your friends, your family, your close knit people, right? You will be able to start seeing the patterns. Okay. Do you guys are you getting what I'm saying? All of you, can I get some responses? Are you also getting a view that what is your strengths are and where what is it you are doing, etc., etc.? Can I get some responses? Okay, great. Okay, so now let us come to our context, right? Why I'm talking about this in interview, interview preparation workshop? It is because, right? It is mainly because when you are going to a technical interview, right? You are most likely going to meet a person who is a stronger left brain guy, because that is why he's done well in the in the technical domain and he's grown well. He's having a more left brain dominance. Okay. So what are their characteristics? What are these left brain inclined guys are all of, right? What they like? They like precise answers. They don't want to tell all sort of stories and this and that and stuff like that, right? And they're very good problem solvers. Given a problem, they want a solution. They don't want any stories. If you go and tell a story to a left brain guy, they'll get irritated. Right? What am I asking? What are you telling? Right? And they'll check whether you have a strong fundamentals or not. And as yesterday I discussed at length, right? In general, whether left brain and right brain, that's a secondary story. In general, don't use any emotions, especially technical guys. They don't bother about any emotions, and they're not bothered about the personal side also. Because a lot of times, right, in the beginning, many of you asked, right, sir, I'm having lesser marks in 10th standard. I'm having lesser marks in 12th standard. I have this year gap. I'm working from a non-technical time coming to embedded. I'm having experience which is irrelevant, right? Kindly note, none of these things bothers your technical interview person. You don't care, right? All you will do is, my boss sent me to evaluate it technically. Who are you? He'll check the resume. He'll ask all technical questions, right? You will say whether you are clear or not clear. That's it. Simple. You don't even know, bother about which year pass out, what you did. You don't. Maybe you'll ask 1 or 2 lines, introduce yourself, right? Where did you study? Just to make, as I said, no, that's a training they receive, right? To make the interviewer very comfortable. That's all. Okay, so don't get into any sort of personal discussion, unnecessary storytelling, bol bachan, right? Telling long answers, etc. Don't do that, right? Because these guys want precise answers, right? Even among your friend circles also, right? You may find somebody, right? They don't like to explain much and all. Okay? Answer question matlab answer. That's it. Take and leave. Don't give me all the stories and all. Okay. Give me a question. Give me an answer. They're to the point. So technical people are to the point people. So don't go and tell them all sort of stories, right? Similarly, what is that they don't like, right? So what they do, right? Beating around the bush. If you don't know the answer, but you are still roaming around the place. Suppose somebody asks you a question, right? What is a static variable in C? Okay. What is a static variable in C? So how your answer should be, static variable is one of the storage classes in C. Whenever a variable is declared with a qualifier called static, it will have three properties. Okay. What are the three properties? It is stored in the data segment. That is nothing but it will have a default value of 0. Okay. And then the static variable can be a local, or static variable can be global. If it is a local variable, the scope is limited to the block. If it is a global static variable, the scope is limited to the file. That's it, right? Okay, it's not end of the program. I'm talking about static, bus, right? Static variable scope is within the file. I'm not talking about an external. External only is throughout the program. Static is within the file, right? So when you explain it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finish. Okay. But if you ask this, if you tell the same, if you're telling, right, what do you think? Static variable, no. In C programming, there are a lot of variables. Integer is there, float is there, character is there. You can apply, static to any of them. Static, I think it's stored in stack segment. I don't know, it's somewhere it is getting stored, right? And static variable will have a lifetime of or a scope of end of the program or throughout the program, right? Then there is, are you sure? The interviewer asks, right? You'll say yes, I'm sure. Not sure. Is it file or throughout the program the scope, right? If you do that, they'll get irritated, right? And what happens to you people, right? I'll tell you, please keep this points, take this point very, very seriously, because when you're attending an interview, when you come out of the interview, right? When I ask any one of you, when earlier used to happen very often, right? They'll attend the interview, they'll come out. Suppose the interview is happening in Emertxe, office, it's like the first floor, it's happening, right? Now I used to sit the other side. When they attend the interview in one of the rooms and they come out, right? I ask them, how was the interview? Super, sir. Super. So everything they ask, I answer everything, right? But when you see that, right, when the answer is coming, that they can say, oh, your student don't even know fundamentals. Why there's a contrast answers? Because what you think is the right answer, it is not the right answer, right? So anytime you see, right, you should be having a very good clear-cut idea about what you're talking about in interview, because otherwise what will happen is you will always think that I have done everything correctly, but the interviewer did not select me. Has it happened to any of you? Yes, no. So सारा question मैंने अच्छा बोल दिया, sir. I told all the technical questions correctly, but they did not select me. They did not forward to my HR interview. Has it happened to you any time? Anybody in the room? Okay, no saying. Anybody in the room? Right? So it's very important that, right? Okay, you think that, no, forget about competition and the Rajkumar, don't get into that. Okay, that's what I'm telling. You think that, see guys, you know what? 99% of the time, 99% of the time, take my words, right? You are not getting selected because of you. Not because of competition is there, more people have come. See, I already told you, right? How many openings you need? Only one. Some people ask me, sir, how many openings they have that company? How does it matter, right? You have one opening. All you need is one opening, no? Okay, one opening, no? Why can't you be that one person, right? So my point is, we got think that the reasons are outside because that interview panel, because of that question is being asked. No, it's not you. It's not outside. 99% of the time, the reason is you. Please take my words, right? Okay. So often when they come out, right, and this is also another statement, right? I think I told you other day, right? Basically, when you get selected, you feel that you got selected because of your hard work. When your friend gets selected, you think that he got selected because of luck. He went into that interview panel. In that interview panel, they didn't ask any question. Full easy question only they asked. My interview fellow, no, he's full psycho, yeah, right? Full question asked. He did not. He always asked so difficult questions. How do you clear? That fellow, uska kismat acha usko mil gaya, right? Have you seen statements like this? Yes, no. Can I get some responses? I want honest answers. Okay, right? Okay, okay. Just a minute. I'm getting a call. Hello, hello. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. Okay, so it's always the hard work that pays. Okay, so don't get into just thinking. My point is, right, technical people, they don't like roundabout answers. They want straight, precise answers. They're no nonsense people. And if they come to know that you are avoiding a question or you are trying to be overconfident, right, and or you are easily giving up, right, or you wanted to talk about some unrelated conversation, they don't like it. Banu Prakash is asking, so sometimes interviewer asks the questions until we don't have answer. Yes, they want to push you, and then see, right, how much time you're patiently you are answering, right? Even if you don't know, I see certain questions in interview. I'll tell you, Banu Prakash, right? Certain questions in interview when I used to into technical things, right? I know that you cannot answer, but I still ask you that question. You know what? Not to get the technically right answer. I want to check with you how do you approach that problem? Because when you work on a real-time project, I'll tell you there will be many unknowns. There will be many unknowns. When many unknown problems are given to you, how do you deal with it? Right? You cannot go and tell the customer saying that customer is giving a project. You cannot go and tell the customer saying that, oh, it's an out of syllabus. I don't know. Nobody taught me. Nobody taught me in Emertxe. Nobody giving me. You cannot go and do a crybaby syndrome. You need to solve it. Right? So they want to check you how patiently you are approaching, how you are approaching. Right? This is one part. Second thing, anyways, it's coming in the subsequent slide. Please keep in mind that whether it, especially the technical interview, it is not necessary that you need to answer all the questions correctly. Kindly note, suppose the interviewer is asking 10 questions, right? It is not necessary that you need to answer all the 10 questions correctly, right? The interviewer will have some type of a cutoff in his or her mind. As long as you cross it, you are clearing it. And if you look at, right, even your examination when you write, right, entrance exam, right, the college will have a cutoff. Once you cross the cutoff, you are selected. Same thing happens in the interview also. Okay, so my point is, it is not important that suppose 10 questions are asked, you need to answer all the 10 questions correctly. No, answer, say, suppose 3 questions you answer correctly, 4th question comes, which you don't know the answer. Don't get tense and immediately lose, right? Maybe the 5th question, maybe the 6th question may be easier one. Putting in the cricketing sense, right? Suppose you hit three balls for boundary, right? 4th ball happened to be bouncer, or you cannot hit, right? It was a very tough ball, or it was Yarkar, somehow you defended, right? Don't get scared of it, right? Next ball again maybe a full toss, which you can hit it for a 6. So the idea is throughout the interview, you need to maintain an equilibrium. Don't get excited. You are writing an answer. You are answering all the technical questions correctly. Immediately, one difficult question comes. That's all. Your graph should not be. For example, if you ask your confidence graph, right? It should be always like this. Of course, when you don't answer one question, it may come down. Try to pick up the next question and then move on. Right? It should be like this, but it should not be like this. Right? It should not be your confidence should not be like that. Okay, right? So this is about your why left brain, right brain when you said, right, why it matters in interview, right? Okay. Okay. Similarly, when you are meeting a HR person, when you are going for a even to some extent, management will be mixture of little bit here and there. But when you talk about HR person is all about a right brain person. The person who is doing a human resources study, right? They would have studied MBA in HR, or some a human resource degree when they study, right? It's all about people. So people means what? More right brain, emotions, connections, right? Feelings, right? So that's what they look for, because that is what is the nature of a HR. When you go for a HR interview, you need to slightly tune your conversation. If you look at what is the HR people will like, HR people will like a lot of personal aspect. That's why the interview is there, and they want to know where you come from, what are you doing, are you grown up, what is your story, right? They love storytelling. Okay, and they expect you to be a very positive individual. This is what I really worry about you guys whenever in this partner point number 4. Right? I'm really worried about this particular point when it comes to you guys. Okay. Okay. Because I'm seeing, right, in general, okay, when I interact, right, even if you look at right from day one, when you are looking into the type of question that you guys asked me, majority of the questions were asked in a negative tone. Whenever I read all the questions, right, you can remember, just to remember for the first 4 days, whatever the questions have been asked, right, majority of them are asked with a negative, tone. Negative tone means what? Your mindset is, in a negative state of mind. That's why you ask questions like, oh, online students will get more opportunities, right? Looks like no company is coming. In the last few months, I saw nothing is happening, right? Looks like very few guys are getting placed. Okay, looks like this everywhere this layoff is happening. Looks like if you look at it, majority of the questions were asked in a more negative tone, rather than very few questions were asked in a very positive tone. For example, somebody asked it, right? Like for example, where is the future of embedded is heading to? Right? Can I become a FPGA architect? Right? What should I prepare for a placement in Drive? Right? What do they check for? Right? What you should prepare on my own? Right? These questions are more about possibilities. Right? These questions are on the positive note, but larger extent is about worry, concern, uncertainty. Right? Do you agree with me, guys? All of you in the call. Right? I'm not talking about 1% here, but largely, if you take all the questions it has been asked, right? If you want to attack them, positive, negative, right? If I clarify, it is understandable. Kindly note, it is understandable from my side, because that is the background you guys are coming from, right? Why? What is the background that you are coming from? The background that you are coming from, where you are not seen success so far. Do you agree with me? I need some responses here. You're not seen success for yourself, right? And you're not success for yourself, right? Your mindset naturally tend to become negative, right? And some of you will start thinking that, "Arey yaar, मैं failure ही हो जाऊंगा क्या? My lifelong will I be a failure like that? Will I remain a failure? मैं मेरे parents के ऊपर बोझ बन जाऊंगा क्या? One fine day, don't I want to make my parents know? When will the day will come when I make my parents proud? When will I shut up that neighborhood auntie?" Right? So you're more scared. Why? Because you've done your engineering 4 years. That engineering has not resulted in a good results what you expected. So your mindset is naturally negative because your fear, your uncertainty, right? There's a less trust everywhere, and on top of it, media is there, right? Media, if you look at especially Indian media, right? You open the Indian media, anything, newspaper, you open the TV channel, you open a WhatsApp, WhatsApp messages, you go and watch in YouTube, right? Majority of the contents are negative. It's very hard to see a positive content. Even what I am trying to tell from first 4 days, if you see, right, what is it I'm doing? Slowly, steadily, I'm putting slowly a positive injection to all of you. Do you agree with me? I'm taking one injection, assuming there's a syringe, right? I'm putting a medicine called positive, injection medicine. Slowly trying to inject yourself. Thoda, dire, right? Then what is that? Immediately your brain is not accepting. Hey, sir, kya bol rahe? What are you telling, right? But when I put a story, when I tell an example, looks like correct only. He's telling correct only. But no, it cannot be true, right? You're going through some type of a fight in your mind itself, right? You agree, guys, what I'm talking about? Are you able to relate what I'm talking about, right? I'm getting a lot of responses here. Mohan, Banu Prakash, right? Mubashir, right? Yes, right? Rajkumar, Shivani, right? Here, right? Abhijit is telling, right? Everyone have one day, stay positive. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, right? Nagaraju, right? So what happens in your brain, even though I'm putting graphs, even though I'm putting placement data, right? Still you are telling what, or rather I put it across. This is my favorite statement, right? When I say placement data, right? When I show some graphs month on month, you know what, guys, 100 companies are coming. Yes, the recession is there. We are working very hard. 100 companies are coming. Here is a student getting selected. This is a kind of graph. This is a year of pass out, old student, new student, career strategy. We're showing all these success stories, right? Your mind, okay, what is that your mind is looking for? Your mind is looking for one reason. Please listen to this statement carefully. Your mind is looking for that one reason with which you convince yourself that you will not get selected. Because you want to find something negative. Sir, jo dikha raha kahin pe negative hai kya? That's why you ask, sir, can you show me that data? Can you show me this data? Can you generate this graph? Arey yaar, main dikha raha hu na sab cheez, right? Okay, you are getting the perspective, right? That's why you're telling. So your mind is immediately triggering you to get into a negative frame of mind. Say, can you show me this? You are putting everything in the openly in the and then sharing also. Right? Majority of the information available in public domain. In your Google group, it is available. But when you're showing, right, your mind is not accepting. My request to all of you, right? I will be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now, how many are getting placed? So less. Will I be out? I mean, that's what I'm feeling. There's a fear, there's an anxiety, there's a worry, right? Okay, worry and things like that. So what happens is the mindset has become like that, Saurabh, right? My request to all of you, I can understand. Right? You see, it's my 10th year in Emertxe, right? I done with 10. I seen, I coached, I mentored tons of students over the years, right? Okay, either better कि आप लोगों को पूरे लोगों को कुंडली बोल सकता हूँ. The entire horoscope here I know, right? That's why my tone of conversation from day one is what I know what I'm talking about, right? Slowly, every day I'm increasing the positive dose. That's why when you're closing, when you ask, right, how was the webinar? Give the yes sir, feeling motivated sir, energetic sir, positive sir, right? Why? Because your mind. So my request to all of that is that I understand. I understand why you have negative feelings. I understand why when I say I, Emertxe, as my team, my placement team, my technical team, my student success team understand. But kindly don't carry this into the interviews. When you go for the interview, go with the mindset, right? If you go with the mindset, anyways I'll get rejected in the interview, right? Anyways I'll fail in the interview, right? Okay, if you go like that, what will happen? Definitely your body language will speak, right? On the contrary, people will give you some tips. Be very strong, sit straight, this, that, have a smile in your face, right? That is not going to help. Unless otherwise you have a positive way of mind that, right? Yes, I may crack this. I will definitely crack this. I'm doing my level best, right? So this is what HRs will look for. Even technical guys also will look for. I'm not telling them. HR guy will look for, because when you join a team, right, you'll be a positive guy because you'll be going through n number of challenges. If you're a negative guy, you will not be able to do anything. Okay, so that's where they also may wanted to check, just to understand your personality a little better. These extracurricular activities, hobbies, whatever you discuss, right? They may discuss it, but kindly note that is not going to be a decision factor. But they love to talk about these things. Okay? But what they don't want to see is that negative attitude. That's why I'm telling you very importantly, right? Whenever I'm looking for this, what are you talking about? There are 21, 22, yeah. Okay, 22, 23-year-old kids, right? I mean, half of my age, right? And they thought, even if you see, recently last week I looked into some of your video testimonials, I felt very sad. Job lag gaya kisi ka. He's giving a testimony. I came here, Emertxe studied under you said we take some testimonial videos. Our placement team collects it. They send me some videos. So this is the color. I was very sad. Arey, job lag gaya. Thoda khushi se bolo na. Be a little bit happy and tell na. I came here. I studied. Arey, where is the energy? Right? So my request to all of you is that we need to slowly start coming out of that. Move into the positive, because that's the only thing will help you. Right? That's the only thing will take you the other side of this. So no matter whatever may be the happening, recession may come, recession may go, right? That's a different story. Corona came, Corona went. That's a different story. It's an external to us. Can I do anything about it? I cannot do anything. But what you do, that's what 99% of the times the result of the interview is within your hands, and your positive mindset is going to play a very, very important role. Okay, do you understand, guys? Do you agree with me? Right? Start seeing don't think that one day I'm not really change the thing, right? Take time. And you see, yeah, come here, I'm learning things. Why I did not get job? Because immediately what happens, right? Any application, anywhere you did not get selected, your past will come. You know what? That time also I didn't get selected. Now also I did not get selected, right? So negativity will take you to the back. My request is that positivity take you to the future. You see, right? Anytime negative happens to you, or even when you're in a negative mindset, you refer to the past. When you're in the positive mindset, you refer to the future, right? Or in our they say Trimurti, right? Like say what? Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, right? Three gods, whatever you say, right? So Brahma is a creator, is futuristic guy. Vishnu is a present, right? Shiva typically sits in a Kabristan, right? In a old this thing, right? Okay, so what will you find it if you go to a mortuary? What will you find if you go to a crematorium, right? You'll find some burnt bones and half burnt dead bodies, right? It is not going to help you. So be in the present, right? and always be a creator of your future. That is what you should be having. So have a positive mindset. Think about the future. My past may not determine my future. Yes, it has influenced me. It has influenced me to a larger extent. But with this kind of a mindset, positive mindset, I can get better. And you are putting everyday efforts towards it, right? Our interviews and everything, right? So this thinking, if you have, right, definitely you will do better when you go for the interviews, right? So what is that? HRs, right? They don't like you being over smart or too bully on, certain things. For example, I told, right, should you be negotiating salary and all, right? They don't want, like, especially at entry level, right? I told, don't negotiate, right? Whatever is there, right? They should be fine. Okay. So that's the whole thing I'm talking about. And don't have unwanted conversations, or don't get too casual, right? They may talk nicely, but don't have totally unrelated conversations, right? To getting into personal discussion. Don't do that. Okay. So this is a high level thing, the left brain and right brain. And the technical guy will be more of a left brain guy, and the HR person will be a right brain person. Okay, so that's first understanding all of you should have. Okay, so and then let us get into the interviewing. But before that, are you able to connect whatever has been shared so far? Can you get some? Responses? Guys, can I get some more responses? Are you able to connect whatever is? Now we are getting into interviewing. Right? What is interviewing? We get into. Okay, Rajkumar, Praveen, Satish, Saurabh, Rajkumar again, right? Two, okay, same Rajkumar, right? Mohan Kumar, great. Okay. Now we get to the interviewing part, right? Now that you understood the major concept, this remaining slide will be little lightweight and nothing to it, right? So what exactly is that interviewing? One is interviewing is a selection process, all of you know, in a short time interval, because they're going to spend you, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right? Select the right set of people in a given sample. Kindly note, right? For example, in a given sample, some of you are talking about camp competition and other things. It's a given sample. So 20 people, 30 people, right? And that 30 people, all 30 could be from Emertxe, or you can say 15 from Emertxe, 15 from walk-in candidates, and 5 from referral candidates, whatever it could be. That's not our control, right? So it depends on various factors, right? For example, how desperately the company need the position to be filled in. Sometimes the company will be in a very desperate situation. Okay, saying that I want people immediately. In fact, you guys have a great advantage being in Emertxe, because as I already told you, all the companies come to us, they want the position to be filled immediately, right? That everybody has openings. That's why I said, right? Somebody asked her why the same application getting floated after 2 weeks or 1 week, right? It's because they have not filled the required position, right? So technical skill expectation on the right, behavioral skill expectation, competition on the given timeline, right? Suppose you are there, among you, right? Who are the other guys who are attending the interview, right? An interviewer and interview panel, yes, as I already said, one interview panel, maybe guy maybe little easy on the interview, but one guy may be very detail oriented guy, and matching the right set of question with right set of answers, which I already said, right? It's very important. Now, when you look into this, right, you may think that majority of the things are not under your control, but the answer is not. It's the reverse. Right? Majority of things are under your control. Right? 99% things are under your control. If 1% things are not under your control, leave it. It's okay. You need to be so harsh. But please be rest assured that do not, if you see that, do not blame. They asked this question, that this was not covered. This I did not study. That I told, but majority of them are under. And I already clarified multiple times, similar to you, the interviewer is also equally tensed or equally responsible to select the right set of candidate. He's not sitting here to time pass. He also want to select the right candidate for his team. So he's also sitting in a very challenging spot. Right? This is about the interview. Right? So our, our interviews, our experience, right, in Emertxe over the past, at least we've been, there for a long time, but at least last 10 years, ever since I came, one second, I, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, 21 years, 22 years, 23 years, 24 years, 25 years, 26 years, 27 years, 28 years, 29 years, 30 years, 31 years, 32 years, 33 years, 34 years, 35 years, 36 years, 37 years, 38 years, 39 years, 40 years, 41 years, 42 years, 43 years, 44 years, 45 years, 46 years, 47 years, 48 years, 49 years, 50 years, 51 years, 52 years, 53 years, 54 years, 55 years, 56 years, 57 years, 58 years, 59 years, 60 years, 61 years, 62 years, 63 years, 64 years, 65 years, 66 years, 67 years, 68 years, 69 years, 70 years, 71 years, 72 years, 73 ye high I came here, right? There's been never a situation where opportunity is an issue, right? We earlier we used to give 9 interview chances, 10 interview. We should give number of chances, but then later we made a 1-year timeline, right? Then we made 2 years, right? So always as we are growing, as more market opportunities are coming up, we are passing all the benefits to the students. So always there is a good number of jobs available, even in the time of recession, which we are sitting now, right? Okay. And we also see, right? People ask me question, right? Okay, how you spend time on assignments, projects, and whatever the mentor is telling will have a direct reflection on interview results. Okay. People might think that I'll skip the interview, I'll not go to the class, I'll not do this assignment, I'll copy the assignment, I'll copy the module exam, I'll not do the project, right? You can do whatever you want. Kindly note the consequences also will be told to you in a easy manner, straightforward. It is very well connected, because we teach, right? We teach we teach whatever is the company is asking, right? If you do well, as I already told you, right, it's like a net practice. If you do the net practice well, when you go for the real practice, you will score well. If you don't do here, if you tell all sort of reasons, right, and then you go there, definitely you will not do well, and you will blame everybody else apart from you. Okay. So kindly note, except that 1% of the cases, majority of the times, right, the results are in your hands. And what we also say is, right, people with the average skills and better attitude, or I would say positive attitude, do well than the opposite combination. Somebody may be technically very good but having a negative mindset, right? On the contrary, somebody is having an average technical skill but they're having a positive outlook or positive attitude, right? Okay, so they will get selected than the negative mindset, right? So what I'm saying is, end of the day, it's all about your attitude. Okay, so Rajkumar is asking questions, sir, how to behave in the interview. But if you ask me, Rajkumar, time and again, what is the dialogue you are telling? Sir, I'm below average. Right? Since you only typing, right? I'm below average. I don't understand this. So what is your natural outlook yourself? If you go and look into the mirror, would you put yourself in a positive zone or put you in a negative zone, right? So what most of the questions, whatever I'm hearing from is a negative side. So naturally, when you go to the interview, you'll reflect that on you, right? So what are you emitting? What are you kind of radiating? Everybody is like a circuit, right? I'm radiating some waves. Am I radiating positive waves or am I radiating negative waves? See, kindly note, I am radiating positive wave doesn't mean I don't have any problems. Please understand, friends, right? Positivity has nothing to do with the challenges that people face in life, right? People may face 10 times more challenges than what you face, but they still can be positive. They end of the day see the positive aspect of it, right? Okay, if you guys do not it's been, I think it's been an year, right? Today, I think today marks exactly 1 year. You guys may not be aware, it's been a year, exactly 1 year, where I'm talking about November 10th, 2022. I went home. I think similarly there were some meetings, but in the evening I went home. I just washed myself up, and while coming out of the bathroom, I just slipped, right? When I slipped, right, I just slipped like this, and then I fell, my right elbow, I fell in my right elbow, I broke my right elbow, right? Within a few seconds, it's swollen and it's like paining like anything. It's around 10 p.m. in the night. Immediately my neighbors rushed me to the hospital. I say in the eastern side of Bangalore, near Inka Nagar, people who do not know, right? Immediately there's a popular hospital called Manipal Hospital. They immediately took me around 11 o'clock in the day. I did not have dinner also. My head was spinning, it's like paining like anything. They immediately took an X-ray and everything. Immediately they said there's a bone has been broken, right? The elbow has been broken. This is going to go to the surgery, right? Believe me, guys, in my life I never went to hospital so far, okay? Except for very, very rare occasions, right? Thankfully, God blessed me with a good health, right? Occasional with some, even cold cough also I don't get, right? But it was a big shock for me, but I got to take it. And you think, right, free, just fell in the bathroom and got free. And I gone through surgery, and then after that, I was there for 3-4 days. Then I got discharged, right? And after that, the wound was healing. Now I'm like kind of okay, still not 100%. Still I'm doing my exercises at home. I consult my physiotherapist. The reason why I'm feeling it, right, the attitude part of it, right? So earlier we used to think, right, when I'm also a human being, I also used to think, right, in my life, I have this problem, that problem, and all, right. So what happened was, After my surgery got over, I used to go to my physiotherapy sessions, right, to give my, once I think for 1 month they put me on a complete cast. After that, they removed the cast. They said, go and do physiotherapy because your muscles would have become tightened, right? So I used to go to physiotherapy department every day. I used to leave early from my office, go there, right? Same Manipal I used to go, right? And every day, believe me, guys, when I check into the hospital, when I go into the hospital, go to the physiotherapy department, come out, right? I used to see so many patients, and especially if you go and see in the physiotherapy, right? You see patients, who have crazy diseases. For example, people have stroke, kids. I'm talking about. I'm talking about, elderly people, right? And then people who met with accident and met with, they gone through a surgery in their brain, and you name me. In that probably I gone through physiotherapy for 6 months, right? In that 6 months time, every day I used to see those cases. When I'm sitting in, I see somebody, going like that, right? That gave me a very phenomenal perspective towards life, saying that, only we think my problem is big problem. Right? When you go through, I see generally whatever I'm telling, many people would have told you, but I'm telling you personally experienced. In 6 months, when I see every day, you see, right, so many things going around, and end of the day, what I was, end of the day, what I think, Appa, somehow only it went like one went with my elbow, no, rest all I'm okay, no, right? So things like that, right? So my request to all of you is that, especially you guys, right, आपका जहाज अभी डूबा नहीं, your ship has not yet, drowned yet, right? You have all the reasons to be positive. You are young, 21, 22 year old. You're still, you've been, and I'm pretty much sure all of you would agree with me. I want to answer for this, right? Okay, your parents put their heart and soul, right? Whatever they could do, or they went even beyond the limits to ensure that you are comfortable. You agree with me? They've taken care of you like anything, even though they may not have something like that, but whatever, when you want something, right, they'll go all out and then they will get rich. I'm seeing so many answers are coming. Yes, 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 right? I'm not seeing name here, right? So they're taken care. Okay, but what happens, right? Any small difficulty happens, that's it. You think the life has come to an end. Okay, so my request, yeah, okay, neighborhood auntie is a problem. Neighborhood auntie, small thing, we get erupted, we get angry, right? Okay, okay. So I am telling my hospital experience, right? That 6 months, right? Then I look back, right? Today morning I was like, was little, you can say emotional. It's been a year, right? Still I am doing my exercise. I'm just thinking, right? Then look back, honestly, right? I thank, the God, right, for giving me that, injury, because otherwise I would not have realized what I'm talking about, right? I would still be in a theoretical gyan I would be giving, right? I really experience. I'm not telling everybody should break your bone to go experience it, right? Don't get me wrong, right? I'm telling you, right, you guys are not facing anything. Maybe some of you are going very difficulty. I have all the respect for many of you, but the majority of you are living a very comfortable life, right? Your parents are taken care of you like anything, right? So you have all the reasons to be more, positive than having negative. So when I see you guys, energy nahi hai, like why it's like that? And kindly, why I'm talking about this today, especially because it will exactly reflect in the interview. You don't need to, you don't need to do anything, right? Exactly, any interview, 2 minutes, they'll figure it out you're a positive or negative guy, which by asking 1 or 2 questions. So my reason is, you have all the reasons to be positive. You have 2 years of placement support from us, right? Mentors are there. If not anything, at least believe in Emertxe. I'm telling you, right? Mentors are there. Placement team is there. We all work with your success in mind, right? Just cooperate and have a positive mindset. Okay, and it will reflect. Even if you may be thinking, sir, what, sir? You tell interview, suddenly you're talking about psychology, mindset, left brain, right brain, right? Kindly, this is what matters in interview, nothing else. This is my interview. I'll not tell, okay, sit like this, talk like this, and that only you'll do automatically. If your mindset is negative, you'll do all the wrong things. If your mindset is positive, you'll do all the right things. Okay, so can I request all of you? I want to get some responses, right? Yes, challenges are there. Okay, you guys are going through challenge. I'm not telling that, and you already feel that you're not successful, so far in your career, right? But yes, I understand that. But still, you have all the reasons to be positive. Can I request all of you to have a positive mindset or start looking into the positive side of it, at least from today, tomorrow onwards? Can I get some responses? Negative करके होगा क्या? ऐसे चल, right? Like how Lord Shiva is sitting in a graveyard, right? If you go digging graveyard, what will you get? Past, right? Nothing will be there. More dead bodies, more, what is a skull, more bones only you will get. Nothing else. Be in the present, right? Always aim for the future. Okay, I'm getting a lot of responses. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Right? Okay. Now let us get into a little bit of things, right? I think some of the before the interviews, what is that you should do? Always have 2 to 3 copies of the printout ready. I think I already told this example. Okay, even if the interviewer is having an older version, because what happens is when we in Emertxe, when we send this information, right? It could have taken 1 week or 2 weeks, right? Sometimes interview takes longer time to schedule, so they might have an older version. So when you update and go, you can give the, if you're attending a physical interview, right, you can give it to the person and then say, sir, can you please consider this because I updated this, right? If you don't consider, no problem, don't force, no, take this, right? Don't force. But I'm telling you, it's a good practice to carry 2 to 3. And I already told you, right, basically carry photocopies of all your documents, right? Very important, right? Look professionally and look presentable. Okay, when you say dress professionally, I already told the guys already, right? Comb yourself properly, okay, and then clean shaven. If you are, or if you are a person who is used to keep your brain on beard also, as somebody else, right? Trim it well, right? Ensure that you are in formals, shirt and all neatly. And because I'm hearing from a placement team, right? On the day of interview, students come in chappal. They come in with round neck T-shirt and with the statement saying that who are you, right? Or I am the boss. They wear a statement with T-shirt and then come, right? I don't know which world these guys are living in. Okay, and don't we have that basic things that when you're facing an interview, right? So when I ask that, sir, I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I'm orienting you, right? Have a formal pair of dresses. Ensure that you are ironed well, right? Istri karke, right? Same thing, right? And then have yeah, clean shave is not suitable for trimming instead. Yeah, for trimming I'm fine. Okay. Okay, don't look like a big daddy, and the things, right? Trim your, let's be groomed, look groomed, right? Okay. So I would put like this. If you want to take a lighter example, right? Okay, if you're a guy, you are going to date a girl, right? Okay, you're going to propose a girl. How do you go, right? You go like that. You're going to propose to the company, think like that and go, right? And vice versa. Right? Girls also similar, look presentable. Okay, look presentable and look professionally dressed. Don't even colors of the dresses, right? Don't go with all fluorescent red, lal pila pura, like in my days there was an actor called Govinda who will come with all fluorescent red color. Presentable you go, okay? And don't use any heavy perfumes, right? People put all whatever, right? Don't put any heavy perfume. Look presentable, look especially if you're wearing shoes, ensure that it's polished well, your socks are not stinking, because I face this example, right? When some guys, when I call them into the interview or interview room, yours stink, they have not washed the socks only. Should we be teaching all these things? But I don't know, but I'm still forced to tell all these things because my placement team tells people don't come in shoes, right? They will come in round neck T-shirts, right? They don't come in formal dresses. So I need to tell all these things. The basics, right? Okay. So other thing is, right, get enough sleep before the day. This is very important in the name of preparing, right? 2 a.m., 3 a.m. don't prepare, right? Ensure that you already done the homework, right? Okay. You sleep well. It's not your college exam where you're sleeping, you're slogging till early morning and it's not going to do it. Get a good sleep, right? So mental visualization help. This is very important to all of you. Okay. So whenever you're on a day you're getting up for an interview, right? Just close your eyes and think what is going to happen in the day. Just rehearse that. Okay, just close your eyes and then say, I'm going to go to the place, I'm reaching on time, or you're going to the company or online or physical, right? Okay, how it is going to happen. Just rehearse yourself, right? And rehearse on a positive side, saying that I'm going to go there, right? I'll be on time, right? And then I'm sitting in a composed manner. The interview will ask this question, I'll answer this question, right? He will ask difficult question, I'll still handle it well, right? Then I'll have this question, right? Mentally, you basically do a rehearsal. Okay? It is used in sports, right? It is used in many things, right? Many domains it has been used. You can just close your eyes for 5 minutes, or I already told you some tips, right? Talk to yourself by seeing a mirror, right? How are you going to basically behave in the interview? Rather you tell, no, anyways, 5 interview I not got selected. This interview, what will happen? Let me see, right? Okay, Anyways, I don't think I'll get. If you go at that mindset, as it took 2 minutes, the interviewer will figure it out. Have a, do that. And then very important thing, take care of the logistics. This also I'm hearing a lot. Okay, whenever there's an interview, at least if you're physical interview in the company, sometimes the company will be in a very big complex. Even though you are in the entrance, right, you need to go into the various building and then attend, right? Whatever it may, calculate very well, especially when Bangalore is attending, right? Bangalore has got a lot of traffic. You need to plan. Reach well before, I'm telling you. You don't do any last minute calculation, right? And at least while going to the interview, take a mechanism which will for sure it will reach you. For example, take an Uber, take a metro, right? While going, at least possible 3-4 friends pool and go. It's okay, right? You can share the fare and other things, right? You can. What I tell people is that at least you reach 15 minutes before the interview time. Okay, so go present yourself and sit calmly. This is very important. This itself you are winning the half. But imagine interviews at 2 minutes before you're like running tests already gone. That's it. Okay, 15 minutes before you reach, at least minimum. If you reach half an hour, it's well and good. Just go tell the reception or wait. Just wait. Neatly dressed, right? And then have the file with you, all your photocopies, etc., right? That is good. Right? That's very important. So technical interviews, as I said, we already discussed the person whom we are going to meet. Let us see, what they look for. Typically, senior technical people will meet you. Most of the times, right, they want to check whatever you know, do you know well or not? This is another thing that people need to understand. Okay. So, people will often come and tell me saying that, sir, they asked me this, they asked me that, etc., etc. That can be there. But what they expect is, when you write, in fact, in resume preparation, I told multiple times, right? Whatever you put in your resume, you should be in a position to explain. You should be confident, right? Whatever is in the resume, okay, do you know well, in and out? That's what they expect. Because if they will start asking questions based on what they know, anyways you cannot answer. Suppose somebody, a device driver, they ask some question, right? Are they working on some automotive protocol? They ask some question. Are they working on, let us say, some cyber security? They ask some question. Definitely you cannot answer. But what they expect, especially when they're looking for an entry-level engineer, whatever you tell you know, please ensure you prove yourself. I'm not going to check anything extra. So what is that? That is also very simple. Some 4 or 5 points, right? Okay, as I already said, right? Precise answer, sound fundamentals. Can you solve problems, right? Okay, attitude to handle challenges. That's why I said some problems I know the fellow cannot solve, but still I give, just to see his patience, right? Just to see his patience, right? Or sometimes I'll ask them to write 3-4 times the same program once again, right? Some program they written, right? The output is coming half. Then let's say you'll try to remove and then try and then rewrite the program once again from the beginning, right? So these things will check. What I'm checking his patience level. I'm seeing how his body language. Somebody will be when they'll show faces. Gone case, no. One is enough. That is because what will happen tomorrow when you put you across a customer, when you're facing a real problem in a project, okay, what will happen? You will be the same thing. One challenge comes, oh, like that. You will not be patient enough. So these things and all we check time and again during the interview, right? Small things. It's not the big things. It's small things. They'll be observing very closely. So ensure that you take care of these things, in a very, very nice manner, right? Okay. So last but not least, the longer the duration of the interview, the probability of selection is higher. Somebody will come and tell, interview, okay, sir. 10 minutes, sir. I just finished and came, right? So that means what, right? The interviewer felt you are not worth to spend more than 10 minutes. In the initial question itself, you are totally out. The longer the duration, right? They spend 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, right? That means you are really evaluating. The probability of selection goes high. Okay. This is some of the tips for technical interviews. Some of the do's and don'ts. Let us see quickly. Be precise with your answers. I already told you, technical people are no-nonsense people. If they want answer, means bulletproof answers. Start, right? As I already told you, it is not expected to answer all the questions correctly, but whatever you answer pakka. No either udar, right? All of them should be, answering it correctly. Okay. Abhijit is asking, they want deep level concept or good programming skills or both. They want concept level also. They want good coding also. There's no escape here. Okay, whatever they want to ask, right? But whatever you tell the answers, right? Okay, you tell, with your precision. And if you don't know the answers, there's likely happen. Somebody asked me the question already. Say, what if they ask me a question I don't know? What I say is, right, make a sincere attempt in the table. Try to recollect. Try yourself. Then you say, I don't know. Often, what I say, people take two approaches. One they say what? Immediately they ask the question. I don't know. Other people they say what? They know they don't know, but they try to avoid the answer by giving a ulta pulta answer. Suppose somebody is asking about static variable, right? I forgot, right? Okay, you will tell some other answer. They'll talk about some pointer variable, right? Or they talk about some malloc function, right? Ulta pulta they will answer. Those things they'll catch you immediately. Okay, hope that's clear, right? Okay, so then other part is I already told you, right? Invite the interviewer into your zone. For example, when I explained about the static variable, right? I used words like, for example, data segment, default value, scope, lifetime, right? I'm using those keywords. So what is happening? Naturally, you may ask some questions related to that. Oh, data segment you are telling, right? Can you tell me what other segments are there? So code segment is there, stack segment is there, right? And then BSS is there. Then what do you mean by initialized and uninitialized? Then what is what do you mean by scope and lifetime, right? So what happens? Naturally, he's asking questions in the zone which you already know the answers. That way you can win it easily, right? But be careful in that. Don't force. I told data segment. No, ask the question about data segment, right? Don't tell. I'm telling an example, right? Invite the interviewer to your zone. That way your probability of selection goes high. And as I already told you, projects, right? Talk about the challenges more. For example, when you're going and sitting in an interview, right? The interviewer may not understand what is image technography is. They may not understand what for example, a particular CAN protocol, or they might not have worked in that area. Don't go explain a lot about the project. Talk a brief about the project, as I already told you in the interview preparation. Sorry, resume preparation, right? Talk about the challenges that you faced. What are the challenges? What are the learnings? I told you that will be a differentiating factor in the resume template. I hope you remember that particular part, right? Talk more about that. Say, this is the problem I face. I face a memory dump, or I face a positive, negative. Then the integer overflow has happened, right? Or say that, for example, I was getting a truncated string as an output. How do you solve that? Right? They want to make use of that, right? Okay. And if you're attending physical, especially, right? Use pen and paper as much as possible. That shows you are very confident, right? You can just use your pen. And by the way, friends, please carry a pen. This also I should tell these days, right? Because I seen some interviews, right? Can you give me your pen? Okay, at least carry one or two. Suppose there is no ink, right? Carry one or two more pen. Some decent quality pen you take. I see sometimes they say the pen will be there and cap won't be there. They'll carry like this, right? Okay, carry. This is what this like. These days if you see, right? Wonderful pens are. It's like this Hauser, right? It is a German model has come recently. 20 rupees, amazing quality. Buy 2 pens. Only keep it for interview. Only on the day of interview carry. Right? Ask the interviewer. Or if there is a whiteboard, you can ask. Right? These all show you are confident or you are very particular. Right? Even if sometimes I've seen some candidates, they don't even if can you write, they will not write. They will try to explain only. Then sometimes I will tell 2 times, can you write? Then only they write. So use pen and paper as much as possible. At least have 1 or 2 quality pens. It's about 20-40 rupees. Right? Buy a good quality pen and keep it only for the interview and then use it. Building the premise, as I said, if you tell one answer, subsequently you will be able to build more answers, right? Okay. And as I already told you, handling lows and high interviews of the interviews well. For example, when you're answering, right, first question, you're answering well, you're currently. Fourth question may be a difficult question you're not able to answer. So immediately don't plunge, immediately don't lose your confidence. Just wait. You show that you're not able to answer, you make your best attempt. If it is not correct answer, that's fine. Because the next question may be answer, maybe easier one. Right? Anticipate that. Okay, as I already told you, the assessment will be on throughout the questions. Sometimes I see, right, some students will be basically saying, right, they'll ask one difficult question. After they ask one very easy question, they will not be able to answer. Why? They're tensed already. Don't do that. Okay. Muhammad is asking, sir, once I was in interview where I was not sure what I said. My answer might be, I'm not sure. Is it okay? But interviewer was telling me saying, whatever you know, even if it is wrong. But I said, So I can't be confident where I'm not sure. Please say something else. I'm not understanding what you're telling, right? Mohammed, I'm not understanding. You know, your wordings are not clear. Okay, maybe you can rephrase it, but I'll be able to answer better. So what are don'ts in a technical interview? That also we discussed already, right? For example, keeping answers very shallow, storytelling, technical people won't like it. Too much explanation about the project, but not about the challenges, technology challenges that you face, right? Ulta, don't do that. Arguing with the interviewer, never ever do that, right? Okay. Be professional, be kind. Okay? Don't do that. Getting into any sort of personal discussion. For example, after the interview is over, right? The interviewer may ask, right? Do you have any questions to ask? Because I ask that. Once you are done with that question, right? I will say, do you have any questions, right? If something like that asked, right? Ask some basic questions, right? What are the type of projects you are working in, right? What technologies are there, right? One or two brief questions, stop them. Because one student is there in the past, he came and said, sir, interviewer asked me 5 questions. He said, do you have any questions? I asked him back 8 questions, right? Don't get into that. Okay? Or don't ask any personal question to anybody. Don't ask. One student said, how long you are working in this company? Yeah, he's asking the interviewer. Right? So don't get into all these things, right? Okay. Keep it very professional. If they ask it, one or two, or you can even ask, right? Can you give me some feedback about how? Don't ask, am I selected or not? This is a wrong question to ask, right? But you can ask, can you give me feedback? How did I answer? Right? That itself I say avoid, right? But generally you ask one or two questions and then stop it. Don't ask too many, right? Okay. Trying to deviate, avoid answering, especially technical guys will catch you immediately, right? They don't like such things. Okay. Showing as if you're overconfident, that is also a problem. Okay. Quickly losing confidence, right? Don't go too high, don't maintain that balance. It's very, very important. Jumping into answers before understanding the question completely. This is a very big problem. I see they don't listen only. Guys, you know what? Pointer, yes, I know pointer. Tell me, I'll tell you 5 principles of pointer. Take time. Or if you have doubt, rephrase and ask the interviewer, sir, is it what you meant? In a very humble manner. Right? Okay, I'll try. So that way, you are basically patiently you are listening and then you are answering. Okay, these are some of the tips or do's and don'ts when you go for a technical interview. Then what happens, right? When you go for again HR interview, it's a more of a right brain person you'll be meeting. So what is that they're looking for at a high level, right? At a high level, they're looking for, right? What people are looking at is, can you fit into the organizational culture, or are you, or can you fit into the fitment of the organization, right? It is more about your attitude. In a technical itself, they'll check attitude, but HR though definitely they're only checking about attitude. So what do they look for, right? Are you, are you long-term commitment? Can you work, right? Can you learn things on your own? Yes, as you know, you are trained on other things, right? But the real-time project will throw you so many challenges, right? Are you a person who can adapt and learn, right? Trying to work in different roles. We already discussed, right? Testing versus development. Are you a team player? And time and again, I told you, right? Are you a person who bring positive energy to the workplace? And then how you are talking. This is what they will check. In technical also they will check. And by the way, there's one silver bullet I already told about communication skills multiple times. I told in my induction class. Let me repeat, right? Many of you think communication means I should have a great pronunciation, amazing, presentation skills. I should floor the interviewer. Nothing. Okay, you are not getting interviewed for a journalist job. You're not getting a job of Arnab Goswami, Barka Dutt, or Pranay Rai, right? Any of these people, no, or Shashi Tharoor's kind of thing. You are not talking like them. All you're going for a technical job. Explain in a very simple manner, the opposite person can understand, finish. That much English, all of you know. But problem that you have is you think that you don't have the communication skills. The problem is not communication skills. It is about your confidence. Why there is less confidence? Because you're not prepared well. That's why I go back and said, right? Every day that you spend in Emertxe, your confidence should be going up. Every class you bunk, your confidence you will face the consequences there. Maybe here you will tell some stories with the mentor saying that my grandfather died. So that's a classic example, right? But when you go to the interview, you yourself face the consequences, right? It's all about having the right set of confidence and explain it in a very simple English. No need to use any vocabulary, hi-fi. I should change my pronunciation, nothing, right? Okay, so just to tell it in a very simple manner, that itself is more than enough, because they are hiring for a technical role. They're not hired for a sales role. They're not hiring for a journalist role where you need to talk, in a very flamboyant fashion. Okay. So what are do's in interview? Convey that you are looking for a career and not a job. I think we already discussed it. Job is something which you do it for the short term for survival purpose. Career you do it for long term, and you can very well tell the story of Emertxe already. Okay, already, right? One story you can all tell is I'm interested in the core domain. That is why I joined Emertxe, and this is where I'm interested in this domain. So I want to build a long-term career. And I told you multiple times, this domain is a very long, where you can build a long-term career. People work in the same company for 25 years, 30 years. And that's the longevity I'm talking about, right? So explain that, demonstrate that. Okay. Okay. Storytelling, you can give a lot of example. HR guys will look like, and you express that you are flexible to work in different roles. Okay. Flexible of development, testing, design, right? I'm flexible. Sit in an attentive position. This applies to all the all the technical tools also, and never talk in local language. You would see that, for example, the person who is in the interview panel, right? By looking into his name or the way he speaks English, etc., etc., right? You may think that you may figure it out that he or she is from your native place. Okay. Okay. So don't immediately start talking. For example, you say you figure it out that that person is a from Karnataka, right? Don't immediately start talking Kannada. Similarly, you see that the person is from Andhra, right? Don't start talking Telugu, right? And even if they speak in that language also, which will happen, 99.9% don't happen. But in worst case, if they also talk to you in a local language, you answer in English. Okay, always, because sometimes what happens, right? People cross the barriers. That's what many times I've seen in the past, right? They unnecessarily they'll start talking. They'll initiate a conversation in the local language or anything other than English, right? Don't do that. Even though that there can be also scenario, right? When you introduce yourself, say I'm from so and so place, right? The interviewer can say, oh, isn't it? I'm also from the same place, right? Or they say, what? I'm from the nearby town or city, right? They may say that. Okay, that's fine, just to make yourself comfortable. But that doesn't mean that you can talk to them, right? Then you can say, Henry, Ashtena, ready, right? Like that, right? Do not get into that. Right? Whatever, right? Don't get into that thing, right? Never ever talk in the local language. Be technical, be thing, right? And always be in an attentive posture. What I say attentive posture, just sit straight, be little lean forward. That's it, right? So that you are able to listen to that opposite person. This applies to a technical interview also. Okay, this is about the HR interviews, right? Okay. What are the don'ts in an HR interview? That's also fairly simple. For example, right, getting emotional. Even technical itself, I said, no place to emotion. Don't do that, right? And don't show that you're desperate to get into a job. Okay. And I tell people, right? Okay, people show all sort of emotions. Sir, they know, sir, both mushkil as a life, very difficult, sir, without job, I'm finding very difficult, financial problem, family problem, father problem, mother problem, neighborhood auntie problem, everything I understand. But you are not going to let it in your face. Okay. Let them evaluate, let them get back. And again, students come and ask me this particular question, right? They ask the question, right? Okay, when the HR says, this is again often debated question in social media like LinkedIn, right? We'll get back to you. This is a famous question in social media, right? We'll get back to you. Don't immediately ask, when will you get back to me? When can I expect your response? Right? Chup chop. Whenever it's something, our placement team is there. Okay. Day in and day out, they sit on their desk, and their job is to follow up with the companies only. So that way, do not ask any unwanted questions. Okay. Whenever there's a thing, right, they will tell, anyways they'll get back. And I already told you, if you're not hearing from them, that means you're not selected. If they're not responding to me, means you're not selected. Okay. They will not come and explicitly tell, you know what, you're not selected. They will not tell that, because they say that that's quite rude. Okay. If we find it suitable, I'll take it forward. If you're not finding it suitable, I'll not take it forward. As simple as that. Okay. So other very important part here is, right, students, is that I'm seeing, right, again, as a talking local language, giving a feeling that you're already selected in the interview. Suppose the HR interview or a technical person, right, towards the end they may ask, right, for example, right, how soon you can join, right, where are you staying, from there to here, can you travel comfortably, right? Can would you be able to move next to the office? If they ask this question, right, don't think you are selected. They may be just asking those questions. Kindly note one more very important point: when the HR person or the technical person is taking the interview, they also don't know. So what happens is, suppose 10 people attend the interview, right? They go through both technical and HR, for example, right? End of the day, they'll bring in all the 10 people, so they'll be noting down, right, feedback and everything, right? Even if they're not noting down the interview, definitely in the back end they'll go and note down and discuss. Then figure it out who is the right fit. Among them, they'll have a what you call a follow-up session. All the technical interview panel members will sit, HR member panels will sit, they'll discuss and they'll figure it out. Okay, 10 people came, here are the 2 people. So even the HR person, even the technical person, when they're interviewing you, they do not know whether you are selected or not. So you also keep it at that level. Don't use the feeling that you are already selected until the letter comes in the hand. You go and sit in the first day, nothing is permanent, right? Okay, so don't get to the feeling, or don't celebrate too early, and I've seen personally in Emertxe, some student came and distributed sweets and all. We tell this, will feel very sad, right? So Bechara, he understood. I tell, until the letter comes from us, the placement team or the placement team confirms, nothing is. But this guy, sir, I'm confident, sir, I'm selected, right? He started distributing sweets, but the interview, he was not selected. Imagine, right, how embarrassing it would be for the student, right? So don't celebrate too early. Okay. I think few questions here. Let me take again. Again, yeah. So something they ask: current CTC and expected CTC. What should be our answer for experience, right? So current CTC you can tell. Okay. The expected CTC you leave it open. You can say as per your company standards, right? Because kindly note, when you are looking for a domain change, right? You are taking this job because you are looking for a domain change, right? I tell people, don't be too hard on salary. Your goal is to achieve a domain change, get into the core job, right? That is your primary goal. So keep it open-ended. So currently, if they say also expected as per the company, as per your company standards, keep it like that. Okay. So Mubashir is asking, so can I share my story of getting into embedded? Yes, you can. Explain why, what, right? What made you interested towards embedded, right? And why you are really passionate about this industry, right? Please do that. They'll like it. I think Mohammed is written now detail. Okay, let me ask it. Once I was in interview, there was a question where I was not sure about the answer. Okay, I answered to it, but along with the answer, I said, I'm not sure about the answer. In fact, the answer was correct. Same thing happened with another question in the same interview. The interviewer said, say anything, but be confident with your answer. Okay. In reply, I said, sir, I can't be confident with something which I don't know properly. Was that the correct way to answer the question? If not, tell me how to answer in these type of situations, right? See, that's what I'm saying, right? I think that may not be the right way to put across, right? Because he's trying to guide you, right? You are already telling it correctly, right? But don't, this sometimes they may take it as a counter. You're trying to counter the interview, right? When you say, right, how I can be confident if I'm not really sure, right? That may look like a counter. So that may not be the right way to answer, right? What I suggest is, when I would say, don't use the word like I'm not sure, okay, from your mouth, right? They will figure it out anyways, right? You say your level best, chup raho, okay? You try and say, so this is what I'm. Don't, just keep quiet, because who is the judge here? See, it's very simple, right? In my home, this casual discussion happens at home, right? My daughter comes and tells me, "Appa, I'm a good girl." Okay, right? Very simple. You will be able to relate this one, right? Muhammad, right? My daughter comes and, "Appa, I'm a good girl." You know what answer I tell? That I should be telling, not you. Same thing in the interview also, right? The interviewer is there. They will only figure it out whether it's sure, not sure. तुम क्यों टिप्पणी दे रहे हो उसके ऊपर? वही essay on top of it, right? Do your level best. चुप रहो. Okay, चुप रहो. They will figure it out. Don't get into I would say that discussion was unnecessary, Muhammad, right? You can just avoid it. Don't use the word. You tell you do it, level best, leave it. That is their job. Now, why are you trying to do their job, right? So don't do that. There are some questions here. Okay. What to learn for written test? I think we discussed it at length, right? About the basic aptitude, basic electronics, final year project, and whatever you studied in Emertxe, you should learn. Okay. Prashant is asking some questions. So how to approach this type of question when the interview asks? How do you outstand among all the students who are waiting for the interview? How do you differentiate from others, right? Very nice. The answer should be the project. Sir, in this project, I implemented something new, right? And this is something I extra tried in my project. Technically, you tell. Okay? That's why I'm telling people, right? Do more project, do more. Why I'm telling from fast 3 days, right? The same reason. What that should be the right way to put it across. One. Okay. So, where do you see yourself after 3 years from now? Again, this type of questions, right? Keep it very simple. Don't overcomplicate it, right? And sometimes I see just to impress the interviewer, they'll say, I want to be like you, sir. Somebody will come and tell me, sir, मैं आप जैसे बनना चाहता हूँ, sir. पता है तुम soap मार रहे हो तुम्हें, right? You don't get into that type of thing, right? Okay. So your answer should be what? Keep it very simple. In 3 years from now, what I'm seeing is, okay, I learn more in the technology side, the embedded core, which is my interest, which is my, where I want to go, learn more and grow in the company and make my team successful. Simple you keep. Don't get into that 3 years later, I want to be a senior architect earning a salary of 15 lakhs. No, don't get into that. Right? Very simple you keep. Focus on learning, focus on growth, focus on teamwork. Just tell these answers good enough. Okay, Prashant, great questions, by the way. Why should I hire you? Oh, this is a very interesting question, right? If they ask you, why should I hire you? Okay. If I were, right, what you should be doing is, what should be the, now I'm giving a gist, right? Build your own words on top of it. Don't tell my own, whatever, right? Why should I hire you? Okay. So you should tell two things, your technical side and then your personal side. What is technical side you can tell, right? Okay. A, I'm passionate about this particular domain. Okay. And this is where the point comes, right? I tell you people, right? Please read the website of the company, which none of you read, right? Take some point there. I saw in the company website, right? For example, one point you will be able to, when you read the website, you will be able to answer these questions very nicely. For example, oh, one second. Like this. Okay. So you can say, I'm very interested in the automotive domain, right? I saw in the company's website, right? You're working in this domain, right? I saw this is what, so I know I'm really passionate about this. A. B, right? I see I'm looking forward to working in an organization for a long period of time because it's my first job where I wanted to learn and grow. Focus on learning, focus on that. Third one, tell that I'm a good learner. Now I will be able to learn on my own. You bring in these aspects, right? That should be good enough. And if they ask for some example, why do you say you're a good learner? You tell, when I joined Emertxe course, wherever possible, sell Corona Emertxe ko, beach hona. Tell yourself, when I came to Emertxe, I was having very less programming knowledge. Mentors were helpful, but you know what? I learned programming very well. So given a chance, I can learn any new technology. Right? So tell that aspect, that should be good enough. Keep it generic. Keep it very good. Don't go into the overboard of over impressing the interviewer. Okay. Some people say, sir, you hire me, sir. I'll be there for next 25 years with the company. Sabko pata jhoot bol raha hai. Right? Don't get into the over impressing. Whatever is there from your heart, tell the truth in a very simple, easy to way explain. Truth. Don't over project or anything, under project. Tell the truth. Prashant, hope it's clear. What are your weaknesses, right? That also I would say keep it generic. Right? Don't go too much. You can say, for example, I get tense sometime when I'm learning something new, right? That's what I'm telling you, right? If you want to do that, take those assessments, whatever I told, the left brain, right brain, right? There are a lot of psychometric tests are available online. Just take. It will itself give you, right? What are the 1 or 2 points you tell, stop it. Don't go explain too much. Okay, Bingi Shivani, I think I already told you why should we hire you, already explained. Okay. So how to answer why you chosen this particular field? Yes, you should tell. Right? Devices are something, for me, I tell you, right? For me, when I started, when somebody asked me question, my first job, right? Okay. Why you chosen this domain? According to me, what is embedded, right? I'll tell you, it's my answer, right? How did I answer probably 20 years back, 21 years back, right? Why you chose an embedded system? They asked, right? I said, embedded system is all about enabling intelligence in a box. Ek dabbe ko le rahe ho, ek PCB ko le rahe ho, right? We're taking a circuit, but you're putting the software which is making this particular device more intelligent, right? If you remove the software from this, only the board is there, right? For me, it's like, for example, a wonderful opportunity to create something very, very unique, very, very creative. And this excites me when I'm involved in the process of creation, where I'm building an intelligence. Please note, this is not, we call smartphone. Smartphone means that I'm making this device intelligent, right? Why that intelligence comes? Because of my software, what I'm going to write, the embedded core software, right? That excites me. That's not my answer, right? Let me repeat, right? Embedded systems are all about enabling intelligence in a box, which makes the devices smarter, right? For me, that excites me a lot, because that is where I feel that my expertise is making that domain device exciting, right? That excites me a lot. That was my answer. Similarly, you figure it out yourself. Okay, Sashi Kumar. Sir, can you share the resume template you showed yesterday? Everything will come to you. Yeah, okay, everything I'll bundle and send you. No worries. What are your salary expectations? I told you, don't get into negotiation mode. As I told you, for a fresher, already the salary is communicated, or even if you're a fresher, you can tell, as you discuss with our placements, team, like, don't utter any number. One student a long time, but he said, sir, 40,500 rupees. I said, why you tell 40,000? From where you derive that number, right? Don't utter any numbers. Okay, unless otherwise you are an experienced person. That also I told you how to negotiate, right? Okay. How do we answer this question about your creativity skill and management skill? Give some examples. Best way to tell is give some examples. Creative means, have you done anything creative, right? Okay, in your life, in your career, right? Managerial skills, where you organize some trip, right? Organize some get-togethers, right? Or organize some team building activities, right? In your college, in your school, right? You can explain those things. What if HR asks, do you have any questions? I think I already told you, keep it very simple, 1 or 2 questions, right? Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions? Ask. At least I recommend you ask at least 1 question. Saying that, what technology you're working. The HR asks, right? Okay. Then you can ask, right? Like, what type of projects the company is working on. 1 or 2 questions. Very simple, just polished. That's all. Then you have Sudarshan. I have 9 years experience in automotive industry. Will the company give opportunity to work in Emertxe? Of course, they will give. Yeah. Okay. Embedded, automotive is a big piece of embedded, right? Today, large. Even if you look at our hiring companies, larger chunk of them are automotive companies. Definitely they will. Okay. Okay. I think we are kind of moving on. Yeah. By the way, HR. And one more thing is there, right? Don't be too frank. Somebody may ask, how long you will work with my company, right? If they ask, tricky question, right? How long you will work with my company, right? Okay. Don't tell, I will work here for 2 years, then I jump for the next company. Right? Tell that I don't have anything of that number in my mind, right? As long as I'm getting a learning opportunity, challenging project opportunities, I'm willing to work here for a long term. As I told you, bring that perspective, long term. They will like it. Don't tell I work here, even though you may have higher studies plan. I work here for 2 years. After that, I write MS and go. Okay. Don't tell all those things. Right? Sometimes being too frank also is not. Even though you may have the plan, but don't need to be too frank about it. Something is not good. Okay, I think that's pretty much what we have it for this. I've given the links here. Don't worry, you guys. I will anyways. I will bundle it and I'll put it either in the LMS or in the via email. I'll send it to you. Means I will bundle it. My team will send it to you. All the documents will send. Somebody asked about the IoT resume template and other things, right? I will send it to you. Give me some time. As I said, Monday, Tuesday is official holiday for Emertxe, Deepavali, and then Monday, good number of them taken off. So as I said, next 4 days, Friday, Saturday, today's Friday, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, pretty much all of us are off, right? So give us some free time. Next week, definitely everything will reach you. Then if anything more you need, talk to the placement team. They will help you. Okay? Anything you want more, right? They will help you, right? What do you know about a company? Chetan. Okay, let me ask Ulta, right, guys? Some companies asking you, what do you know about the company? How do you answer? Where do you get that information from? Can I get some answers? So Chetan is asking me from the link. Yes. Please spend at least 5 to 10 minutes reading through every link. Any application comes, right? Small company, big company, doesn't matter. Just click. That itself will be a good learning for you to learn about the companies. from the website. Yes, okay, very good. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Whether you getting selected or not, applying or not, right? Any application comes. Let us say one day 4 applications come, sometimes more comes, whatever. Let's say per day 3-4 applications are new applications are coming in per day. You know that Google group, right? Whether you are eligible, not eligible, blah blah, leave it, right? Just click the link and then 10 minutes you study the website. Go to all the sections. There'll be definitely product or solutions will be there, right? New section will be there. Something will be the home page. Contact us, about us, right? Just to spend some time. What are the recent award they won? Guys, you may think, right? Whatever I'm telling might look very trivial to you. Later, you'll be eternally thankful to me when you get selected. No, sir, this question saved me. It helped me to get selected. Right? All these things, whatever I've spoken, right? It is being told based on our experience, real-time experience. I'm not giving you guys any open gyan, right? It's all based on practical experience. Even though it looks very small, it matters. So please start spending at least in a day, 20 minutes, reading through 10 minutes, right? 3 companies, 10 minutes, like 30 minutes you spend. Every company spend 10 minutes reading the website. All right, folks. Okay, I think we're almost done. Time is also done. Content is also done. Last but not the least, okay, wish you all a very happy Diwali. Okay, Diwali, whatever you can call. Okay, I don't know, different days we celebrate, right? Whatever date you celebrate, may the festival of light bring in light to you. Let when the light comes, let it come in form of you getting into a job, right? I'm pretty confident that all of you do very well. And then let us make this Diwali special by getting possible. Or let us say, at least Diwali, make sankalp lo. Take a promise to yourself. Right? Make a promise. Make a this thing. Go through yourself. Say that I will get placed. Right? Okay. On a Diwali day, whatever day you celebrate, right? When you're standing in front of the diya, right? Make a promise to yourself. Right? I will get placed as soon as possible. It's a great, it's good to make resolutions on a auspicious day. Whichever do you celebrate, right? Lakshmi Puja, Dhanteras, Choti Diwali, Badi Diwali, right? Whenever your family celebrates, right? Please, do that. So on behalf of Team Emertxe, wish you all a very happy Diwali. Wish you all the best, right? I know it's been long because I said no, I didn't plan today. Only 4 days. That's why even the links we need to send it today. Overall, like it's been 5 days. I spent good amount of time with you guys. Like so can you just share me some feedback? Overall, how do you find? We start with monthly meeting Monday. Today is Friday, 7 p.m. Right? So how do you find overall? More than what I expected, right? Learned so much. Say Siva Subramanian, Raj is telling Happy Diwali. Can you get some feedback? Overall, what did you learn? Really like your energy remain the same till the end of the session, says Shashi. Yes. For your time, it was more than what was accepted, says Ketan. Amazing, sir. Happy Diwali to you and your family, sir. Thank you. I'll do that. My family is here nearby office. They came here to shopping. I told no, I will wind up 7 p.m. and then I'll come and meet them. They have to do some shopping and then probably do some dinner and go home. Overall immersive learning experiences, Shaili. A good learning session, 5 days. Waiting for the next monthly session. Good that. Got confidence, as says Swati. Great. Good to know that. Any other feedback, comments? Victory of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance. Thanks for the session, says Sai Prita. Great. Learn a new thing today. Thank you, sir, says Revant. Very useful, wonderful. A lot of things coming. I'm not able to read the names. The way I've explained is great, sir. Happy Diwali. Feeling much more positive and confident, says Bhagyashree. Fantastic, great learning, says Satish. Feeling confident, wish you happy and safe Diwali, says Monica. Good and very interactive session, says Karthik. Fantastic, right? So thank you very much, guys. My thing is what to ignite your brains, right? Ignite your positivity, right? In your and then positive energy filled with your words, says Shivani. I was very lucky to meet you this week, sir, for gaining knowledge about career, say Nagaraju. Thank you for sharing valuable information. Really helpful. Nice session, says Kandavelu. Sorry, Vishnuvardhan Kandaverugu. Sorry. Keep do mentorship, say Dharmaraja Parni. Do this session once in 15 days. As I said, no, we'll start doing more. Right? Main thing is these sessions are very important. Yes. Really helpful, says Aditya. Great. Okay. So thank you very much. We'll send all the materials to reach to you guys next week. Again, once again, take care, do well, and then wish you a very happy Diwali to you and your family. Take care. Bye.